The Catholics of Oz is brought to you by the Star Quest Production Network and is made possible by our many generous patrons. If you'd like to support the podcast, please visit sqpn.com/give.
You're listening to episode 44 of The Catholics of Oz. The Catholics of Oz is a show where we discuss faith, culture, and what's been happening from an Aussie perspective. Whether it's synods or science, apostolates and apps, providence or productivity, you can hear it right now on The Catholics of Oz. Hello and welcome to episode 44 of The Catholics of Oz. My name is Lindsay Sant. It's really good to have you all with us and good to be sharing another episode with you. I am joined today again by my lovely sister Caroline Knight. Caroline, how are you going?
Well, my lovely brother Lindsay, how are you?
That's probably the first nice thing you've said about me on the podcast, so thanks.
Just on the podcast.
And I'm going well. Just on the yeah. Let's just appear nice, no sibling rivalry on the podcast.
No.
Yep. And that laugh you can hear is our good friend Lino Sabol. Lino, how you going?
I'm good, guys. How are you all?
Going well. So before we continue the show, we just want to remind everyone to remember to like the Catholics of Oz on the SQPN Facebook page. Don't forget to retweet our episodes on Twitter and leave us comments. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, TuneIn, and your favorite podcast players. And also don't forget that the SQPN episodes are all posted on YouTube. So you can go to SQPN on YouTube, subscribe, and then don't forget to hit the bell to make sure you get notifications for the Catholics of Oz and any other shows that come out. Please also don't forget to give us a lovely 5-star review on any podcast player that you listen to us on. It and also comments as well. It helps the algorithms to find more people who like shows like ours and to grow this community. And as always, reaching out and being with people through this show is one of the things that we're all about. So for today, we're going to continue our casual theme. We are getting very close now to some kind of COVID normal. We're kind of in a I'd say we're in a kind of a transition period this week before November 9th. Yeah, so we thought we might just start by talking about what we've done with our latest set of COVID freedoms, I guess. So at the moment where we are, something that people have been waiting for a very long time and hoping and praying for is that we can start visiting families in other households. So going to other people's houses. So we have it's not perfect, but it's better than nothing. We have a current rule, I guess you could call it, where, first of all, I should say the 4 reasons for leaving your home are gone, which is great. So no longer are there only 4 reasons for why we can leave our home. You can leave your home for any reason, which is wonderful. And now, if you want to visit someone else's house, 2 adults from one household can go and visit another household, and if they have dependent children, they can take their children with them. Strangely, if their child is 18 years old, they can't take them with them.
You have to stay home.
They're considered a third adult. So
True. Yeah,
they have to use their once a day with on another household.
Someone else, yeah.
Okay.
And then the next thing is, if you have someone who comes and visits your household, you can't have another visitor on that day, and you can't go visit anyone else. So it's basically once a day.
Yeah, once a day.
We're on our way. So we thought we'd just talk about. If there's anything in this week that we've done with our COVID freedom. So
you forgot one important thing. Retail has opened as well.
Oh yes,
it's awesome.
Yeah. Now, did I read that shops like Kmart and others had to introduce a system where people book before they go because they were getting flooded?
But they did do. They put a system there just to control numbers in their stores because they didn't want an uncontrolled amount of people in there. We'll all make each other sick, apparently. So,
wow. Can I say, I didn't know, guys, that Kmart was a thing because on Facebook, everyone was like, I can't wait to go to Kmart. I go, what's this thing about Kmart?
First of all,
educate us.
It's a female thing, I think, because whenever you need anything, you go to Kmart because it's not as expensive as other places. They've got very reasonable prices. They're on towels, on pegs, on clothes, on
True.
Beauty stuff, on like everything. So it's kind of, we all know it's a discounted store. So everybody loves Kmart, and it's huge and it's got everything, and you can spend a long time in Kmart. So, and I was surprised too because I did put a post up on my Facebook saying, I can't remember exactly what I said, but I said, I'll be going to Kmart for a shopping spree or whatever. And I had so many of my friends say, they can't wait to go to Kmart as well. And Bunnings as well, which is
Bunnings.
the
Look,
garden.
at this point, I should point out,
store.
Catholics of Oz is not actually supported by Kmart or Bunnings. We don't receive any
But we're open
sponsorship,
to
and
it.
this is not a paid ad. yeah. However, should they want to sponsor us, let's talk. yeah. Lino, have you had the urge to? You haven't had the urge to go to Kmart. Has Bernadette been talking about Kmart or anything, any other kind of shopping at all?
Oh, sadly, guys, she wants to keep away from the crowds just in case. For myself, it was just, it feels so good. My hair, my head feels so light. I don't feel so hot in a sense. And, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know the other people if you listen to our other podcasts because of that temperature I had. Maybe it was because my hair was so hot. It was like it's keeping my temperature up. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like so it was so good. But sadly, I've still got the ISO fuzz on my face, so I need to get off soon.
It's a look, Lino.
Yeah, it looks like I'm a thug or something. I need to get But no, I haven't been able to go. I'm not able to. I haven't gone out yet. I've gone shopping. Just this sort of thing. And one thing is, so we're just changing the subject in the sense is Target the same as Kmart, or are they rivals? Is it the
they
same?
are rivals.
Definitely rivals.
Yeah.
Target's good too, but you'll find that things are a little more expensive. Although when they have a sale, it's good. So I also like, and they have nice clothes for the kids. So Target's good too.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah.
And you do notice now there's a lot more cars on the road. Of course, a lot more people.
Traffic's back.
School traffic is
yes.
back.
Yes. It's funny. It's like you have to watch out for not new cars, more cars on the road. And of course, because of more cars, the trucks are getting slower. You're driving, you went, this truck doesn't go too fast, and you're trying to overtake it, come back again. It's like, just everything's, like you said, you guys, it's just coming in a normal sense. So it's a good sign. And I haven't been able to go out. I want to go out for some reason. For being a male, I want to go out and go to the retail shop and everything like that. But I will see how it will go.
Well, just so happens that at time of recording, it's an extra long weekend. Well, actually, you guys don't get Monday off. Maybe I do.
No,
we don't.
I'm a lazy teacher. I get Monday off.
Yeah.
However,
okay.
it's all right for most of Victoria. It's a semi-long weekend where they've got the weekends, then they work on Monday, and then on Tuesday it's Melbourne Cup Day. So because the horses have to race, so we get a day off for it. So
look, seriously, I don't mind the races. I don't mind watching the horses because I've been to a racetrack and just seeing the horses there racing, and you just, I don't know, I've just been sounding silly, but you could feel that energy and the strength of the horses running and everything. You can hear, you just hear it, and when he actually, everyone's, not all of us, have touched a horse. Oh my goodness me! How muscly and
they are.
They are. I can't remember.
They're beautiful creatures.
Oh, beautiful creatures!
And these are the athletes of horses.
Oh my goodness me! It's like this size of an animal can run so fast and with so much speed. But I just it's funny. What is it? We have a holiday for a 3-minute race.
Yes.
Yes. I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
They do have a lot of side races, but it's the main one.
Yeah, that's just the main one. But I don't know, for some reason I just see the jockeys racing and these horses are competing, but I don't know, it's just the way the sport is. And you guys know I love my sport in a sense, but that sort of racing is great. But then it's funny. There are different ways you want to see the sport in racing with that. But why not? Let's have a holiday for a 3-minute race.
Why not?
And
actually, there's a great Catholic connection. I forgot her name. We'll bring this up in a future episode. There was one of the winners of the Melbourne Cup, maybe 2 or 3 years ago now, was this Catholic woman who her younger brother has Down syndrome, and he was
Michelle
the one
Payne.
who. Yes, thank you. Yeah.
No way.
And her brother.
That.
Yeah, and her brother would look after the horse for her, and everything.
Yes.
She was her
cool.
stable hand. I forgot what the name of the official title is.
He was and he actually there was a movie made about Michelle Payne, and it actually had they asked her brother to actually play the role as himself in the movie.
No way.
I was surprised. I thought, okay, they've asked another an actor to come in, but is that the actual guy?
I know someone who knows her, so I'm just.
Ooh,
well, I don't know that person anymore. Someone I used to work with, but yeah,
Well,
she
I
knew
did not
them
know.
well. Yeah.
I did not know that, Lindsay.
Anyway.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Go on.
Big
I'll
sidetrack.
find some info. We should bring this up in a future episode. It's a good story. Yeah, all right, I'll look that up.
Cool,
all right,
cool.
so let's. So Caroline, how about you? Have you done anything with this week's newfound COVID freedoms?
I guess not that much yet because, I mean, I still had to be working and kids going to school and all the rest of it. And I guess it's only been a week, but I did go yesterday to our local $2 shop.
Yay!
I had to go to the post office and it's near and mostly because, I mean, I like to get little things like pegs and, you know, just little things like that from there. And I thought, it's Friday, I'll get the boys a little Friday treat, you know, because, you know, they've been doing very well in school this week. So I wanted to get them a little
Did you get
something.
the boys, did you get them some pegs, did you? Or?
I got them some pegs, yeah. You know? It's just like, I found this little like toy where you blow into it and it's got like keys on the side and it makes funny notes. And Harry's into
Like a
Halloween
recorder.
this year, so I got him like these ghosty things to stick on the wall and, you know, funny, just little things. But
Nice one.
What was really good is these couple, they're an older Asian couple, and you get used to people, you know, you make friends with your local shop owners and things, and they were really happy to see me. I was really happy to see them. They were really happy to have their doors open again, you know.
Exactly.
And they managed to survive, you know, all that time without having any income. So, you know, and they were just like, oh, too long. It was too long to have the shop closed. I said, let's hope we stay open now and, you know, we'll be able to be a bit back to normal. But they were so happy and there were a few locals coming in as well. And, it was a really happy mood. So it's a very tiny shop and we kind of had to squish past each other. But
is it Autumn Place?
We're down at Autumn Place,
Good old Autumn Place,
But the mood was good, you know. People, there's a lot of older people that go down there, and
exactly.
So it was good, and they were lovely. It was nice to catch up. And the other significant thing, I guess, is that my husband has booked us tomorrow a cafe because we have to book now. You can't just rock up to a cafe because they have a limited amount of space and numbers that they're allowed to have in the cafe.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
For tomorrow, we'll be going up to Belgrave and we'll have
awesome.
Lovely.
Yes.
This the thing I have to mention. I don't know if I think Puff and Billy's not going itself, but somewhere near there.
Yeah.
But the thing I have to mention is our 25-kilometre rule is not lifted yet. That will be on the 8th of November.
Good point.
So we had to choose somewhere within 25 kilometres, and that's just within 25 kilometres. So we're going as far as we can.
25.1. Wait a minute. Nah, come on. You're going to have a bit of a leeway here.
I know. But we love that area. You know, I think all of us actually love that area.
Dandenong Ranges are beautiful. Yes. Yeah.
So that's a highlight for us. Cool. It's going to be fun. Our kids love to go to cafes as well, you know. Have a hot chocolate and some hot chips or something. And
hungry, I'm hungry.
And then go visit one of the reserves and play with the cockies and the other galahs and whatever parrots and things are around there. So
nice.
Those are my things, and I'm looking forward. I haven't been out to any other retail yet, but I'm looking forward to being able to freely go shopping and not have to order everything online. Because the thing is with ordering online, say if I need to buy a pair of shoes for my kids, which happened, there was nowhere to buy shoes from except online.
Yes,
And then you have to pay delivery on top. But if you don't want to pay delivery, you have to spend a certain amount. And every time I do it, I have to spend more than what I wanted to spend originally. So I don't mind online shopping as such, but you know, you have to say like, I don't want to pay $10 for delivery, so I'd rather spend $10 on an item, so I try and find something else that I need to buy. So now I can
you got the double whammy if it's delivered with Australia Post, because it takes about 10 weeks for it to arrive.
It took like about 3 weeks. Normally they take about a week if it's slow, but now it's about 3. I ordered a hair color a couple of weeks ago, and it still hasn't arrived.
Wow.
I'm getting roots, man. I need to color my hair. So, Anyway.
Wow.
But there is someone at Australia Post behind the front desk who has great new looking hair now, I bet.
Yes. They're all looking trim now.
Nice colour, yeah.
But anyway, so
before I share any of my week, did any of you celebrate Donut Day or Donut Days? I should say in the middle of the week.
I got donuts delivered.
Awesome.
Lino, did you hear about Donut Days? Did you catch it?
No, I didn't, guys.
So
Sorry.
explain the background, Lindsay.
Yeah. So essentially, I think it was Tuesday and Wednesday this week.
So.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but or even Monday and Tuesday,
I
whenever
think
it was.
Monday
Anyway,
and Tuesday because I was
Monday
at
and
work,
Tuesday.
so I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So Daniel Andrews announced that we had 0 cases on
Yes.
Monday.
Sorry. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So-
I saw something about Daniel Andrews and donuts, and I went, "What was that?"
That's right.
I sorry. I just
Yeah.
past it. I
Yeah, I was the
like
same. I was hopping online. Lino, me too.
Or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, dudes.
I was online going, what's everyone going about donuts? I was like, because donuts are round like a zero.
Yes.
So,
Woo! And yummy, and
not
yummy.
passing up an opportunity to make something fun out of it. I saw there were all these photos online of people buying, like buying donuts and, like to celebrate Donut Day because it's 0. So we had 2 days of Donut Days. Now, since then we've had 2 cases, 3 cases, 1 case, so
one today.
small numbers.
Yeah.
So so nothing yet, no more zeros yet. However, I said to Isabel, how are we going to get donuts? We, like Caroline had said, you can order them online, have them delivered. It's great. I said, but I can't because Isabel's gluten free. she'll get sick if she has, a normal donut. And there was like nowhere where I could get anything delivered in time. And Isabel said, I'll just make donuts. And because she did it once before,
Yes,
she made gluten-free ones.
She's so
So she made them again. And oh my gosh, they were so great. They tasted delicious. These little donuts that she made. And
so
we got
cute.
to celebrate Donut Day.
Yummy.
So right at the last minute on Tuesday night, here I was just biting into one.
So good. And I'll tell you a funny side thing. So our mum, so on the family chat, how I bragged, I put my donuts on there. Like, look, I got donuts.
Yes. Yeah.
And she's like, I'm not having sugar. I don't want sugar.
Yes.
I can
said,
see your mum saying that.
Okay. No, but then a few minutes later, okay, I give in. Caroline, can you order me some donuts? So,
I can see your
my
mum
mum
saying
lives
that too.
over the fence from us. That's why I could do that. So, so
There you go.
I ordered donuts, and then her and Dad and our brother Paul had some donuts as well.
Yes.
So,
Cool.
Share the joy.
Awesome.
yeah.
You guys are a bit like Home Improvement where you can just pass
I was
things
about
over
to
the
say,
fence.
it's like
Or
Home
Everybody Loves Raymond is a little more accurate due to us being of a similar nationality.
They're coming.
Yeah.
And he's trying to run to the door.
Yes. Love it.
It's very the number of storylines I can tell you that were like nearly spot on. Oh my gosh. But anyway.
Maltese version of the
Yes.
Everyone loves Raymond.
It's funny. I love that show. Anyway.
Cool.
Yeah, so this week, obviously I've been at work, so I haven't been able to go out much. I've only really gone out once, but we did. So as you would know, my sister-in-law Jennifer is a hairdresser, and so she does have a little
She
setup
went to
at home.
Kmart, just have to let you know. But anyway.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if she did. Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
Yeah. But shout out to her because we were able to go over on Wednesday night and get the Sant Boys haircut, which was really good. But at the same time, obviously, she's at our in-laws' place, so we got to have dinner with the in-laws as well. So Isabel and I and the boys went over, and it was just so good to go to someone else's house and have dinner. Not because we didn't have to cook. I mean, that's also a bonus, but it was just nice to go and visit someone and talk and, we just talk about whatever. Like Isabel's dad and I, we were just talking about politics. It was a useless conversation that went nowhere, but it was fun. We just enjoyed it, that kind of stuff, Yeah, it was really good. I don't know. And just seeing them and seeing Jenny and young Liam, and all that was a lot of fun. So it was good to go out. And oh my gosh, all right, it sounds so vain, but it was so good to get a haircut. Finally, it's been 100. It's like it was 120 something days we're in lockdown. So that one without a haircut,
You had a good mop on you, I have to say.
A lot of people at work were saying, it looked like you're like one of those what 90s.
Hang on, Mum. I'm just going to say hi to Mum.
Speaking of, don't give her any donuts. But yeah, I felt like people go, oh, I love the curls, love the wavy hair, and they're like, yeah, I'm glad they think it looks good, because I was always like, I'm trying to hold it down.
That's true, dude. That's true. No, it feels so good, man, when you have that haircut, because your hair, like you guys know how much I have so much hair. And it's just it's just that weight off your head, off your I was gonna say off your shoulders, but off your head.
For some people, it was on their shoulders. Don't worry.
Yeah, well, that's true too. Isn't it?
Mine's on my shoulders.
Yeah. Although, can I say this? When we went back to school a couple of weeks ago, so my hair was all like everywhere, and I was looking at my students, my Year 12 class, and I said, you guys actually have really nice hair. What's your secret? Like they had some way, I don't know what they did, but like they managed to maintain, like, I don't know, maybe their hair was longer, like even the boys, and they managed to style it in a way. I can't do that because it's like wavy and all over the shop, but they managed to like turn it into a positive. You guys have really nice hair. You need to tell me what your secret is.
You can do man buns and all the sort. Some people's mums know how to cut hair. I cut my boys' hair, so
yeah.
That's true.
Isabel offered to cut my hair, and I said no.
You politely declined.
Yeah, mostly politely, but yeah. I think the phrase.
Running away.
I think at one point the phrase was, "You're not touching my hair."
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
No. Actually, I can't wait. I need to see Jenny as well and get her to cut my hair. There's these horrible frizzy ends.
Yeah, she's our person. She's our person for that.
Yep.
Shout out to Jenny. So let's talk about another on a more serious topic-ish, but to do with the new freedoms that we have. There's one new freedom that hasn't quite come about and eventuated yet. And this is one that we are possibly a little bit disappointed about, to put it lightly, and that is that our access to mass is still extremely, extremely limited. So at the moment, until November 9th, only 10 mass goers are allowed to go for an indoor service. I think that's correct. And then after November 9th, they'll be allowed to have 20 people indoor, and I think it's 50 people outdoor for mass.
Which is a fraction of our parish size.
Yeah, and you can imagine the parishes. I can think of the parish across the road, well, just down the road from me as well. They're like 300 families plus. You know what I mean? They're not going to be able to cope with that kind of restriction. And the sad thing is, and Archbishop Comensoli. And I'm sorry I keep bringing his name. No, I'm actually sorry. I'm not sorry I bring him up because we love him. But he's
a friend of the podcast. Yeah,
he's a friend of the podcast. Yeah, he's been driving a push for Catholics to write to their local politicians to make our voice known. And I'll share the links to all of that in the show notes as well. But essentially, cafes and pubs from November 8th or 9th, they can have 40 patrons inside without masks.
Mm-hmm.
Because you need to eat, so you can't wear a mask. And he was making the point that, well, churches are much bigger spaces than cafes. Like they're bigger and open. And yes, churches are not regulated like cafes and pubs are, but churches. Can I say, like, I've been going through the Catholic Church's guidelines for Victoria for what they're allowed to do and not allowed to do for mass. And these are some of the most stringent guidelines I've seen for mass goers. They are really restrictive. And then parishes were adding their own, like our own Father Michael, when between lockdown 1 and lockdown 2, when 20 people could go to mass, you had to wait in your car until someone came and brought you and said you could go inside, so we didn't have crowds of people going in. You had to bring your own, like that. You had to bring wipes to mass, and antibacterial wipes, and then wipe down your seat,
and around
afterwards.
The one in front and the one behind you.
And then there was more cleaning in the church after that as well. So, and like parishes really got on board with the hygiene rule and took care of it. So we're in a situation now where from November 8th, we don't actually know yet what Christmas is going to look like.
No.
You know what I mean? And so
we could realistically have a big outdoor mass. I mean, we could space outside, and we've got a huge big quadrangle there. We could all fit there, I think.
Yeah, and a lot of parishes are linked to a school, so they have big open spaces, just depending on the weather. You know what Melbourne weather is like.
That's true. This is Melbourne,
very
so even though we're in summertime, It can just go. Whoop,
it's
just
either
change totally.
raining, cold, windy,
windy,
beautiful, or
beautiful.
like singeing you from the 40-degree heat.
40-degree heat, yeah.
Yeah, he made the point that we can now have 20 to 30 people, I think it is, in a public swimming pool. But we can't have one child receiving baptismal water, or we can't have, why is we can, but how is the baptismal water of a baptism more harmful than 20 to 30 people sharing a public swimming pool? So we're not quite there yet. And Daniel Andrews has said, I know that this is hard for people of faith. It is hard. How about doing a bit more than if you know it's hard for people of faith? Put a bit more trust in us, because it's the advice that he's receiving. They're saying, don't open churches. I know that there was that one of the most dangerous activities is singing. So singing can actually spread.
Mass.
And that's the thing, we don't have to sing. Exactly. Yeah. We can, we love our singing at Mass. It's an important part. But if we have to give up singing for a little bit longer, I think Catholics can handle that.
Yeah.
But give us access to the sacraments properly. I know
that's true.
Yeah, I know that with 20 people indoors, my family's not going to be able to go. It's going to be impossible.
No.
So,
exactly.
We're not looking at being able to go for a long time, not until they relax it. Totally, and I can't risk putting our name down, and then my kids don't want to go for some, they're not well or whatever, and then someone misses out. So
exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The 50 people outdoors might work, I don't know, but again, we're talking about, a fraction of the parish community.
And you get those people who get in first. So like you just never be able to put your name on. Yeah.
Those people that live across the road from the parish.
Our enthusiastic
what was
friends.
it, 5 or 10 seconds before the actual mass starts, and they go, I'm going, put me in.
Yeah.
Like
they've pitched tents out. They've got a tent line outside of one of the tents. So they're just sleeping.
Worse than lining up for grand final tickets.
Yeah, or like the next Apple phone, everyone's just lining up waiting to put their names on.
Yeah. But on a serious note, I guess, when do we see ourselves being able to go back to Mass, not even properly, like, in a COVID normal sense, on parity with cafes and pubs? When do we see ourselves being able to do that?
I don't know.
That's a hard one.
It's a hard one.
We already missed Easter, which was a big deal. And
yes,
that's
we're looking at missing Christmas. That's very sad.
And you guys are talking about the sacraments for your children as well. Have they missed out on their sacraments? Like, because of confirmation?
Damien would miss his confirmation this year. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah. He has missed it, yeah. So he'll be doing it next year at some stage.
Next year at some stage.
I think he'll do communion next year.
Communion
anyway.
next year. That's right. Yeah.
Hopefully, anyway.
Yeah. Damien told me that his friends will be doing confirmation at some stage this year. Like, they're going to get prepared quickly. And I was thinking, that's, that's more like a rushed process.
Yeah.
Hey, kid, you receive the Holy Spirit. Okay, you ready to go? Good.
Boom. Here he is. Boom. Done.
Yeah.
A bit too rushed.
I want it to mean something.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
And then you want to be able to have a family gathering to celebrate and all the rest of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I want it to mean a bit more than what it might be now if it was just it shouldn't be a process. It should be, it should be a lot more than that. There we go. We're hoping for parity. So guys, let's write to our local politicians. I've put the details. The details will be in the show notes. So any Catholics from Melbourne who are listening, or maybe any Catholics around the world who want to show some solidarity, we'll write to our local politicians and hope for the best.
Yes, please.
And can I say, because I know that there are Catholics around the world who are, from other parts of the world who are listening and who are in the same situation as we are, and who will be facing longer waits than we do and have less opportunities to go to Mass, and we are feeling it with you, and we're praying for you as well. So it's not all about us. This is about solidarity. And I guess there are different parts of the world where our access to Mass and the sacraments is limited to zero. And so I guess the key thing is for us to hang in there for now, to keep doing what we can with our prayer life. We talked about this positively when this all started, and
exactly.
We do need to maintain that positivity and be signs of hope. But it's okay to say it hurts too, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
All right. So shall we move on? Because I know Caroline wants to talk about this. So Lino, we're going to sit back and enjoy a bit of space science now. Yeah.
I can't do it. I can't do it. I get it.
So Lino, why don't you tell us why you were making that sound? Give it some context.
One movie, Jurassic Park.
Yes. So last time we did talk about Tyrannosaurus Rexes. Today we're going to talk about a different kind of Rex.
This is a different Rex.
This is a
Yeah.
Rex. Wow.
Another Rex,
Cool.
but a different one.
Yeah. So, Caroline and Lino, you remember we used to play Tiggy or Tag when we were in
yeah.
primary school?
Yes.
Yep. Well, Caroline's going to tell us about the first case of intergalactic tag. So,
yes.
Cool.
So, Caroline, tell us about Osiris Rex and this fascinating mission that happened.
Yeah, so this is really cool. So it's the Osiris Rex and asteroid Bennu mission. So it's a NASA mission. And I'll just tell you what Osiris Rex stands for. It's always really a really long name. So it's the Origins, Spectral, Interpretation, Resource, Identification, Security, Regulus, Explorer. In short, Osiris Rex.
Osiris Rex.
So
Lino, can I just say, I don't think NASA comes up with cool names for things yet. I think they haven't worked out the cool names thing.
Oh, they have to, man. If you have acronyms like Caroline said, you have to make cool ones.
No, but look, I disagree. I think it's pretty cool, and I think they just have to find words to fit in with the coolness.
Who sits in the NASA office and goes, I need an anagram for whatever that long phrase was. I need an anagram for a probe that's going to go and tag an asteroid. Let me think. I've got it.
And here it is.
Osiris. That's great. It's a great answer.
I think it's cool. Anyway, I would think it's cool though.
This might be why their budget is overblown, because they've got an office full of people trying to work out anagrams.
That's right. Just the anagram
Space
team.
Force.
Like Space Force. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's it. Anyway, do you want to hear
Tell us,
about
Caroline. Tell us, yeah. Let's get over the anagram. Go for it.
All right. So this orbiter, Osiris Rex, launched from Cape Canaveral actually in 2016. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it took about 2 years to reach the asteroid Bennu. So what we wanted to do was the mission is to basically go to this asteroid, collect some sample and bring it back to Earth. It actually got to the asteroid in December 2018 and started its orbit at about 5 kilometers distance, and it takes about 62 hours to orbit the asteroid.
Wow.
When it got there, it began 505 days of mapping the asteroid's surface to find the perfect sample collection site. They considered 4 different sites. They named them lovely names: Nightingale, Kingfisher, Osprey, and Sandpiper.
Fish names. Oh, fish names. Oh, cool.
Bird names.
Oh, sorry. Yes, bird names. My bad.
Wait, those aren't anagrams for something, are they? Because
No,
I
they're
can't handle
not.
that.
No, they're not.
Good.
Wow.
So, actually, I don't know why they came up with those names. I should look that up.
Cool.
So
They put it to the NASA Bureau of Birds to find
Yeah.
Awesome. Wow.
So on December 12, 2019, about a little while later, the Nightingale site was chosen, and this is at the north pole of the Bennu asteroid, and they had Osprey as a backup. I don't know if you guys have seen pictures of Bennu, but it's like a cool, like almost a diamond-shaped, I guess you could call it, asteroid. And it's actually made up of like soft, fluffy material, is what they were saying. And it's a rock that they're thinking was there at the beginning of the creation of our solar system. So they really want to sample what kind of material was there and, all that. And they think there's a lot of carbonaceous material there. So it's really something that we want to study to learn about our origins. So, it's really ancient material.
That is very ancient. Yeah.
So can I just butt in for a second?
Yeah.
There was it orbiting for 500 days, taking high detailed images? Is that right? Because I know there's a high detailed image of the whole thing, which is really amazing.
Yes, yeah. And then they were just scanning the surface itself, for a site that they think that they'd be able to collect samples from.
Collect samples in. Oh, wow.
That's it. And they think Bennu was probably part of a larger asteroid, and it might have just like broken up and, spun out and got into the orbit of our sun with us. So, it's all inferences at the moment, but, it's interesting to think about it and learn about it. Anyway, so this year, in April, they started rehearsing the sampling procedure. So, which involved the orbiter kind of descending down closer to the asteroid surface and then going back up. And so they did that twice. So on 15th of April, they got to 65 meters to the surface, and then they went back. And then second rehearsal was 11th of August, and they got down to about 40 meters. So they were getting quite close to the surface.
Wow.
It finally actually touched down in October 20, and I think we all saw the news. The news was following it quite closely. And then it landed within about 3 feet of the target location and began the sampling. And by the 22nd of October, they actually had confirmation that they got some sample.
Cool.
So let me also tell you, this is happening 200 million miles away from Earth. Okay, so it's no easy feat. Okay, it's a real, trying to control something so small. And Bennu itself is about, so if American audience would know the size of the Empire State Building, so it's about that tall. I'm not sure how tall that is, but
huge.
It's
huge. Yeah,
it's
asteroid,
big.
Yeah.
I think
it's big.
Yeah. It's big, but it's not like massive either, So it's a small target. It's not a planet. Usually we send out these missions and we're orbiting planets or moons or something. But this is, a little tiny asteroid that we're going to land on and go to. I think there was the other one. Oh, what was it called now? Oh no, I should know. Anyway, we have kind of orbited another little asteroid before.
That's right.
It was a Japanese mission. Oh,
yeah,
no.
I think so. Yeah,
Anyway.
or a European mission. Either way. But the cool thing about that one, I love them because they landed on it. Yeah. Then they lost power and lost signal.
Yes.
And then when the probe, when the rock had spun to a point where the probe could start collecting energy from the sun again through its solar array, it came back to life.
That's it. Yes.
It started sending data. Right. That was so cool.
That's
yes.
Right.
So it's like it sort of slept during the nighttime, and then when
it had a sleep.
Sleep, and then when that light comes up,
as happens on these missions sometimes.
Very cool.
All right. So the collection happened using the tag SAM. So it's another anagram. It's the touch and go sample acquisition mechanism. Okay. So what this is made up of a 3.35 meter arm. It has a sampler head at the end. The sampler head also has like these fine mesh contact pads on it as well. And then in the middle of the sampling head, it has a port where the nitrogen will come out. So there's a nitrogen source that goes through the arm. And the nitrogen source is what would be used to blow dust up from the surface. So the sampling head is round. It's like a round canister. Looks like an air filter on your car,
yes,
the round.
It does. Yeah.
So that's what it reminded me of.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so it's very similar shape to that. A lot more technical, but yeah. So they would. So what happened? This is the process. So on approach, the solar arrays they placed them in a Y configuration. Very smart, because they didn't want any dust to get onto the solar panels.
Good point.
They blow dust, then you get less light, less power. You're risking kind of the mission then. So. All right, so what they did, they slowly landed. Now, when we say the orbiter landed, not the whole thing landed. It was just the sampling head kind of touching down. And when it touched down, they released quite a good burst of nitrogen gas, and it kind of really blew into the surface and just made a whole mess. It just blew all this dust and regolith up, and they showed images. If you have a look, you'll see it just kind of goes crazy with all these particles everywhere.
Yes.
They kind of maybe I'm not sure if they meant to blow that hard, but they did. So there was a lot of stuff that came up, and they collected sample. They ended up collecting a lot more than they thought they were going to, and also particles a bit larger than they thought, so little bits of regolith, so much so that a rock or some rocks got actually stuck in there, and it's wedged open one of the mylar flaps that was kind of supposed to seal back down and not let any sample out. No. I guess what can you do? It's 200 million miles away, so they
can't call RACV for assistance or roadside assistance when that happens.
That's it. So they were going to, and they knew this because they kept bringing the canister up to a camera that's on the orbiter, and to have a look to see if there was any sample there. And there was sample, and they could see some of it escaping, unfortunately. And every time they'd move this canister or the sample head, they'd actually accidentally like knocked some sample out. So yeah. So, but they still think they've got a good amount. What they wanted to do originally was to weigh it, and they were going to do that using a spinning maneuver. However, they decided to cancel that, and let's just get what we've got into
get it back to Earth. Yeah, we can wait when it gets here. Yeah.
Exactly. So they proceeded to go forward with the sample return. So what that involved is the arm. No one can see me doing this, but you've got your arm. A little lid would open on the orbiter. The arm brought the canister or the sample head down into a little seating they had for it. They kind of put it in there, clicked it in. They did a little maneuver to check that it was holding. Then what they proceeded to do was cut the nitrogen gas line, so where the source of nitrogen gas would come out, and then they released the head. They released the arm off the sampling head, and that arm retracted back into the orbiter, and then the lid closed down and formed a nice protective thing, because then it's going to have to re-enter the Earth's atmosphere, which would get quite hot. So it's all heat protected and everything. So
wow.
I mean, that was cool to watch. Anyway, you can watch all this on YouTube. They've got all the videos, like actual video of all this happening.
Yep.
It's really cool to see this happening on.
Let me interrupt you for a second as well. If anyone's interested, you can actually follow Osiris Rex on Twitter. And it's like this first-person account where it goes, today I collected some sample, today I did this. It's really cool. But it has video clips, of that sampling. So, it kind of looks like a mosquito coming down and biting something and flying away quickly.
Yes.
It showed that canister being stored as well. Like there's all footage of that. So on Twitter, because there's lots of things on Twitter we don't need to see or hear right now. Yeah. So if you need something that's something better, you can follow Osiris Rex and get updates on the mission, which is really cool.
That's a really good way of doing it. Yeah. So I just went YouTube, but that's good because they'll have it all in one place for you. So now I think they said March next year they'll start getting the orbiter they're preparing so much 21 they'll start 2021 they'll get him on the way back home, and that will take another 2 years. Yeah, so
2 years to come back home.
They're expecting it.
Oh wow,
24th September 2023. So there's a little bit of a wait. And then we have to wait for analysis and all that to find out what's going on. So hopefully we're nice and COVID free by then, so we can enjoy the results.
Please don't forget about good old Osiris Rex out there. He's coming home. He's just got to wait 2 years to come home.
That's right. Either side of the COVID. He did well.
Little battle, I think.
So that's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool little mission. That'll be great.
Now the plan, you said, was it 2023, I think, coming back?
Yeah.
And I think it's going to land in the Utah desert was the plan at the moment.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I read something
really cool
about that. Yeah,
should we put this in our calendars, guys? Or like Osiris Rex is going to land on the 20... What is it? The date?
They said 24th September.
24th September.
The mark your calendar. Sure. That would be cool. I'm sure they'll put it, they'll stream.
They'll
stream it coming in.
We need to know that sample. We need to know what's in that. That'll be great. Wow.
Yeah, no, it'll be really cool. Can't wait to see that. So it's been exciting this week in space, actually. There's a few things going on, but
absolutely.
Cool. Yeah, really cool.
So Caroline, is this asteroid, it's moving, isn't it? It's just slowly rotating.
It's oh, you mean itself rotating? Yeah, probably.
Rotating,
I mean, they do all have a little bit of a rotation on them.
So the Osiris is like you were saying, is going back and forth trying to figure out how to land. Is that correct?
They did do that. Yeah, they tested it a couple of times. Yeah,
but didn't land. He just wanted to go pick up.
Yeah, and the final one was just a touch, like a very quick touch down, blow the gas up, and then back up, and then just collecting the sample as they went. I don't think sample time took very long. I think it was seconds.
No.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Really quick.
Yeah.
Very quick. Cool.
But they got heaps. Yeah.
Nice. There was a great little cartoon where the orbiter and the asteroid, they come by and then the orbiter goes, tag, you're it, and then flies away.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
That's pretty much what happened. Yeah.
Plain tag.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, they're going to be friends for a little bit longer until they end up coming home.
Yeah.
But
Now, we didn't do much background on this, and I'm throwing it out on the spot, so don't expect you to have all the details on this. But Caroline, just a couple of quick moon topics. Firstly, there was NASA's big announcement about water on the moon. Did you follow any of that at all?
Yeah, I did read a little bit quickly about that. So they did confirm, I think, with the Sophia mission, which is a big 747 plane.
Yes.
With a big infrared telescope in it.
Cool. Yeah.
Which is really cool. And it was looking at the moon in the infrared, and they pretty much were able to say, there's actual water that's not like tied up into dirt or whatever. It's like, I think there's, what do you say, like a Mars, it's like all salty, briny. This is actual water. And they're thinking that it's captured within stone or rock in the on the moon itself. And it's like little droplets of water, and there's whole big areas of it. So it's not all they're thinking that in the poles it's like ice water, but where the sun actually hits the surface, you've got actual water, which is very interesting because they're looking at bases on the moon and things like that, and maybe a stopover point for going on to Mars.
That's right.
So the fact that there is water confirmed, now we have to obviously go and have a look and see if we can access the water.
If we can access the water.
And all the rest, how to access it. But yeah, the moon is a little bit more moist than we thought. It's got more water on it, and it's not so dry and barren as we all think it is.
The pictures,
They think that little micrometeorites hit and cause the water, they bring the water and it kind of gets trapped in the collision. So pretty cool. Yeah.
Someone said, and don't quote me on this, but I think someone in another podcast I was listening to, they said it was the equivalent of a Coke can worth of water for every 3 cubic meters of moon or something like that.
Yeah. So it's not like rivers of water, but
exactly.
There is water available. I guess it's now, how do we get access to the water? How do we, how do we get it out of the rock? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
wow.
Cool.
And one other moon-related thing, Caroline, I'm going to put you on the spot as well. You've been putting some amazing telescope pictures on Facebook. These are like really like a lot more detailed than I've seen before.
The reason is because I saved up a very, very long time to get my dream set up. Okay, it took me like a couple of years, and I saved up, and I have this amazing telescope now. For those enthusiasts, it's a Mac Cassegrain 180 millimeter, and it's got a 7 inch aperture, so it's quite. That's how round it is.
Yeah, 7 inches.
But the thing is with this, it's a short telescope, but it's got a very long range. Yeah, I tested it the other day. We had a day moon. And oh my gosh, when I looked at it, I'm like, first though, here's my silly thing. Here's the silly part. I looked through glass, so I was looking through the window. I was like, why is this blurry? It's like, I can see the moon. It's not that good. I thought this telescope was supposed to be good. It's not doing anything. Because I tested it on leaves just to see if I could, I'd had to line up the scope finder and the thing. And the actual telescope. But then I'm like, oh, duh, open the door. So I opened the back door and there was the moon. Wow. And I had a look and I almost fell backwards. And this was on a very low magnification. So I have not zoomed in yet. I've just got myself a really good zoom lens, a zoom eyepiece. So I cannot wait. I'm just waiting for the moon to come back around again. And I'm hoping that I'll be hopping through the craters with it.
Wow.
Yes.
Jeez.
Yeah. If I can, the photo I took was just with my telephone camera through my iPhone camera, but I'm hoping you can take the back off the telescope and attach an actual SLR camera. So that.
Oh wow, you can do that.
Wow. I'm just, and still playing with it.
I was just thinking, like, the photo you shared was so detailed that I was thinking if there was something in orbit of the moon, like if the Gateway space station they want to put up there by, 2024 or 25 was there, I wouldn't be surprised if you could see it like a dot or something that represents it.
If it was a larger enough object, I reckon we could see. I think there's been space station photos similar type. I was
about to say,
I'm pretty sure. I don't remember what telescope was used for that, but that's just off the top of my head. But you wouldn't see it in a lot of detail, but you would see something, I think.
Imagine watching the next moon landing through your telescope.
Oh, I would have to have a really, really amazing telescope for that.
Yeah.
I didn't quite see the first, boots on the moon, or the American
moon,
flag.
yeah.
But
wow, it's awesome.
It's really cool. And I'm just hanging out now to get it on some planets. So
Cool.
Yeah, no, I'm very
Yeah.
excited about it.
That's something you can do, Caroline. Is each week, Caroline, this is Mars. Caroline, this is it depends on how far you
It
can get to
depends
Jupiter.
what
where it
Jupiter's
is.
around. It depends what's in the sky at night, so I
Exactly.
can see, or in
And
the
how clear
early
it is.
morning. So
Yeah.
and what's visible from my window. So
Yeah, that's true too.
For the moment,
Wow.
yeah.
Cool.
On a similar topic, I saw an amazing photo that someone took this morning. So there are some enthusiasts who are hanging around SpaceX's facility in Boca Chica, taking photos of Starship being built.
Wow.
And they caught this photo. So it was kind of dawn, I think it was, where they had Starship. Right above it was the moon, and then right above that was Mars. So they had all three in the same
wow.
photo.
Really?
That's a
Wow.
1 in a million shot. Yeah,
That's awesome.
That is that is 1 billion of a shot as well. Yeah,
It really is.
And that's
Yeah.
not photoshopped either, is it?
No, totally. Yeah, all
totally.
real. Yeah,
Whoa.
yeah. There are enthusiasts out there who are there 24/7, filming,
Yeah.
taking photos, sharing
Exactly.
it with the rest of the world.
Now, how cool is
wow.
Starship looking now with the
Oh
nose
my
cone on
goodness!
top?
Oh my goodness! Yeah, people, if you are not following anything, just Google SpaceX Starship. If you go to YouTube, what have we got? Lab Padre. They've got 24-hour footage. NASA Spaceflight is another
Just
YouTube
keep it
channel.
on in the background. Yeah.
And they show you all the progress. And there's supposed to be a hop of this Starship, a 15-kilometer hop,
Oh my god.
within any time in the next 2 or 3 weeks.
I cannot
That's going to be
wait for
amazing.
that.
Oh,
That's going to
wow.
be insane. I
Yes,
can't even
insane
imagine
is,
it.
Yeah, it is insane.
It really is.
Yeah,
It's such a
Cool.
retro-looking ship too. It's like,
It is,
have we
yeah.
gone back in time?
yeah.
Well, that's with fashion, guys. Come on, we're going back
True.
in fashion.
True.
Yeah.
So true.
But I have to look at the images. I have to look at them. Oh, actually, what am I doing? I'll have a look now.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah,
you can have a look
nuts.
now.
Cool as.
It's pretty
Wow.
amazing.
Let's quickly talk about things that have been entertaining us. So now I have to be very spoiler free for everyone. So by the time this podcast comes out, anyone who's an enthusiast who's watching this show will have seen episode 2. But I just watched last night the first episode of season 2 of The Mandalorian.
Oh my gosh.
I will be
what?
completely spoiler free. I will just say it was amazing. This one, the only thing I'll say that it's not a spoiler, but the only thing I'll say about it is that the runtime was, I think it was 52 minutes. So you know how we're used to really short episodes, so they've gone with a longer episode, which worked. It worked really well. And they were developing some of the story for what this season is going to be about, although not a lot. It was another self-contained story about an adventure the Mandalorian has. Lots of cute baby Yoda going on, lots of lots of the Mandalorian being the tough guy in situations, which was that what we expect. Yeah, but really enjoyable. Again, I can't spoil anything. I don't want to say anything, but I do like the way they've set it up. And does the first episode have a twist? Of course it does. And when you see the twist, you will go, whoa. Right. And I can't even say anything about it because there will be some people who haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, we haven't.
Yeah.
I'm hanging out to watch it.
Yeah, so I'll leave it at that. My other bit of entertainment news is that I've had an Apple TV for a very long time. It's one of I forgot which model it is, but it's an older one. But because of its age, unfortunately, you can't have certain apps. So I couldn't have Disney Plus on there. I could even have some of the Australian things like ABC, iView, SBS On Demand. That you can't put those apps on it. You can only have what Apple lets on it. And even some of the other apps like 10 Play and whatever else, they're on there but don't work anymore.
Yeah.
Not that I watch Channel 10 anyway, but yeah. So you can't watch anything. So Amazon advertised their brand new Fire Stick Lite. And it's their version of an Apple TV. So it's like a USB stick. It's with a HDMI plug. You plug it into the back of your TV and you've got a remote, which is controlled by a certain lady whose name I won't say because I don't want to set off people's devices.
Oh, no, exactly. Yeah.
So you've got button controls, but you've also got voice control. And you can say, hey, or not even hey, you just say open Netflix or play Star Trek Discovery on Netflix. And it does all that search. But it's got all of the apps. It's got everything. It's even got the Plex app, which is really good for me because I've been, I've had a special person who knows who he is right now, who's listening, who's shared some TV shows that I can't watch in Australia through his Plex server. So I've been able to access it that way, which is really good. Tom Bettinelli. Anyway, so that's been really good. But it's got everything in one, and it's much better than my old Apple TV. Now I know the new Apple TV can do all this stuff, but I think it's super expensive. It's a lot more than $59 Australian dollars.
No, usually isn't it?
Yeah, but the Amazon, the Fire TV light stick, whatever you call it, also has an Apple TV app. So if you have an Apple TV subscription, like an Apple TV Plus, you can still watch your shows there. And if you bought any movies or anything on, through iTunes or Apple, whatever they call it now, through the Apple Store, you can still watch them there. So I've got my copy of It's a Wonderful Life, which I bought on there a long time ago, and I can still access it. And some other TV shows some other movies that I purchased through there a long time ago are still accessible. So I haven't lost anything, which is good.
That's good. So do you just need an Amazon account to sign into that? Is that how that works?
Yeah, so you need an Amazon account, and then if you have Amazon Prime, you can access the Amazon Prime TV service as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So for $59 Australian dollars for this little device,
it's
and I have a dumb TV. I don't have a smart TV, like an internet connected TV. So this, for $59, it continues it as a smart TV. So
you're making me think about
So Amazon, if you want to give us some advertising money, go ahead. Yep.
I love
Caroline,
Amazon.
you wanted to share about now. This is not just a game Caroline plays. This is an addiction. This is a problem.
It's a way of
problem
life.
she's had. It's a way. Yeah, she's had this problem for a long time, and there's no way she's ever going to get past it. But yeah, sorry. Yeah, tell us about Pikmin 3 Deluxe.
Okay, so I've been playing Pikmin since way back in the day, in the early 2000s when it came out. And I'm just kidding. So I'm not addicted. I love it. It's a beautiful game. If anyone has not got into Pikmin yet, I suggest you start playing it. You can start with Pikmin 3 Deluxe because it's a beautiful game. So they had Pikmin 3 out, which was the last one, and it was made in 2014, and they've kept promising Pikmin 4, but it's never come out yet. They were thinking, is it for coming out on the Wii U? No. Is it coming out on the Switch? No. So actually it came out on the Wii U but never came out on the Switch. They were hoping that it would be on the Wii U. Anyway, so instead that how Nintendo are coming out with a lot of deluxe games, so you get the same game but extras. But the extras on this is really good because my son Frankie, also Harry, but Frankie more so, is okay. I've got them both hooked on Pikmin as well. So Frankie and I love to play it now because the main game used to be just a one-player game, but you can actually play 2 players now. So you've got the main mission, 2 players.
Cool. Nice.
So
awesome. Sometimes
some of the missions are difficult. You get, the bosses are really hard. So if you have 2 players, it makes it easier. So, and you get kind of through the mission a lot quicker as well. So it's the same story, but you've got the play is different. And they've also introduced some side games, which I haven't got to yet because we literally just arrived. It just arrived yesterday. Speaking of Amazon, They're really good. It was a pre-order, and on the pre-order day, following day, it's in your lounge room. No, it was in my lounge room that day actually. So it was on the release day. That was fantastic.
They really need to give us some money for this podcast.
They do. It was fantastic. I didn't expect it to come. I was thinking, in a few days they'll have it, but no, it was there that day that it was released. So we'd played the demo. That's how I know, about it. Then there's another section where it's some little side mini games where they call it collect treasure. So you go collecting all fruit and things, and you get points, and you've got a time frame. You've got to do it in a certain amount of time. It'd be like 5 or up to 11 minutes. But this time, if you don't finish the mission, they call it after hours. So you finish, they'll tally the points, and then they'll say, do you want to continue? So to finish it. Because sometimes you just want to finish it without any pressure. This game could be quite relaxing, meditative. You just play, right?
Addictive, but yeah.
So you can go into overtime, or they call it after hours, and just play at your leisure without any time constraints or anyone trying to eat you or anything, unless you play the battle with the enemies. Anyway, So just say everybody really needs Pikmin in their life.
Yeah. And Pikmin
super
fans are very patient because it's taken ages for each release to come out, but it is a fun game.
I'm saying we're still waiting for number 4. I don't even know.
Yeah.
They keep saying it's in production, but I think it's
Come on,
been put on the
Nintendo.
back burner. Yeah.
Step up. Go
Yeah.
on, Nintendo.
Yeah.
Now, Lino, you were sharing just briefly before the podcast something about Mario Kart. Now, that's another favorite. What was it that you discovered?
It's like it looks like virtual reality is coming. It's a norm, not a norm. It's very popular around the gaming industry now. What's it called? AR, Lindsay?
Yeah, AR, augmented reality. Yes.
Augmented reality now. But now, what it is, it's called Mario Kart Live. I was surprised, Carol, I didn't hear about this. I thought you would be the first one to tell me about this.
Yeah, and I love Mario Kart, so yeah.
Yeah, being
Shame on
it's
me.
a Nintendo. Yeah, it's true, and it's on the Switch and everything. So what it is it looks like it's a physical RC car, little small RC car that where you drive around and everything, but you make your home the racing circuit.
Ooh.
So you put everything you need around the home, and you race that little RC car through your Switch, which
That's
is
so good.
which is screen, and you actually physically see your car, physically driving around,
So
through.
if you've got like mess on the floor, like Lego
I don't
box,
know.
you got
Yeah, I guess
a cat,
you can, yeah, well,
chicken in my case.
yeah, exactly.
It'll appear as Bowser trying to ruin your game.
It's a virtual reality coming through, but
I'll have to
that's
try
what I
it.
mean. I think people have done crazy things. Or you can see on YouTube that they've made racing circuits out of everything they need. Your mum's slipper or your kids Lego, even Lego if you want to do put bits of obstacles and anything. But I think there is a way to do the track.
Yes.
So the whatever the Switch has to connect with it. So I'm not sure if you can really make your own track freely as well as yet.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure. But when I saw it, I thought of course, Caroline with the Nintendo Switch, and I thought this is going to be a huge thing. For now, it's only 2 carts. Of course, it's Mario and Luigi. It's only the 2 of them in the pack so far. But later on, I tell you guys, when how the marketing and the pricing go, they're going to make other carts.
Yeah.
Of everyone else. But for now, it's just those 2 boys looking real. But I think from the picture I'm seeing here, there's other virtual reality. There's other the other guy's carts going around you.
Oh,
Okay.
how cool.
So you're the physical one, but then you got the other guys, of course, racing with you
Yeah,
physically in your place.
that's
But
fun.
it looks cool.
Yeah,
but I looked at
let's check it
pricing.
out,
It's
yeah.
like, hey,
Sounds interesting.
Okay.
A bit more
Yeah, it's pretty
expensive
cool.
than the average game.
Just
Probably.
a bit, yeah.
That's
It's
another
my
one
friend
for
to
the
go down.
list.
Yes.
For the
Well,
saving
Black
list.
Friday sales. Yeah, Black Friday sales are coming.
True.
Boxing
Yeah.
Day sales, Christmas sales.
All of that.
Just wait until
Yep.
it sort of where it goes down. But it looks pretty cool. It looks pretty
Cool.
cool, yeah.
Yeah.
Has
Well,
anyone?
I'm waiting for... You go, Caroline.
Yeah, and I was going to say on that note, there's Mario Lego set that came out recently,
Oh, yes, there was Mario Lego. I saw that.
which
Yeah.
which I bought when it was on sale. Thank goodness, because it's expensive now. But it's like a setup of a Mario game in Lego form, which is awesome.
Oh, wow.
yeah. So
Cool.
Anyway,
So you can
I
play
just
Lego,
thought I'd
and there's
throw that
different
in.
levels you can buy to add on and
that's
stuff,
it.
isn't
There's
there?
heaps
Yeah,
of
it's-
levels, and
yeah.
I think that's where they get you with the buying
Yeah.
the levels. But
Oh,
it's pretty
raining!
cool.
It's raining money in Legoland. I'll tell you
Oh,
what.
it is.
yeah.
It is.
Oh, yeah,
And
definitely
Nintendo
it
Land.
is. And
Yeah.
Nintendo Land, yes. Yeah.
One more that I just thought of. Have you guys heard of Among Us at all? Have you got onto the craze
I've
yet?
heard about
Sounds
this.
familiar, but you
Yeah.
told me about it. But no, I haven't.
So it's this little game. So you can buy it on PC, like you play it on PC, like on Steam, I think it is. You can also get it on your smartphone for free. And essentially, what it is you join in with up to 10 other people, so they can be random people online, or you can play with people that you know. And you're on a spaceship, or you can be on a little base on a planet, I think was the other one. And one person or 2 people, depending on how you set up, are assigned as what's called the imposter. And so what happens is everyone has these little tasks they need to complete. So while you're running around completing your tasks, if you complete them all, your team wins. And so the imposter or two imposters are running around trying to either kill all the other players without getting caught, because if they get caught, they get thrown out of the spaceship or whatever. So they get ejected into space, or blowing up the ship by destroying the reactor or something like that. So essentially, what happens is you run around and you might find another player who's been killed. So you call it in, and everyone gathers for a meeting, and they go, oh, so what were the clues? What, who's acting suspicious? Did you see anything suspicious? And then they vote. So you can vote someone out, or you can skip a vote if there aren't enough clues.
And of course, evidence. Yeah.
And if you're the imposter, you can start, making other people look suspicious. You can do all this. Yeah, there are lots of board games that do this, but this is like an actual computer game. The game itself was only about, I think it was about $5 or $6 Australian. I don't know if that's correct. So it's not expensive. Yeah.
No,
so last Saturday, we had a massive family one. So was it Jared and Priscilla and their kids were playing it, and they asked everyone else to join in. So there was all of us, so it was us with the kids, and then Jennifer joined in, hairdressing Jennifer. Isabel played for the first time.
Cool.
And Damien.
Awesome.
I tell you what, so Caitlin is really dangerous. Caitlin is our young niece.
That one.
Yeah, and even James managed, and he's our 4-year-old, nephew. He managed to win a round. And James is funny because he plays, but but during the meeting time, he doesn't know how to type because he can't, he doesn't know your words yet. And so he just types all these random, sentences. I'm like, James is acting suspicious. It's really funny. So Among Us is a great one. It's a good one to play with other people that you know as well. True. The first 2 or 3 rounds are really stressful because trying to work out where everything is. But then once you figure out, it's a lot of fun.
Cool.
I was seriously fun that game. Yeah. Jerry was asking me about it too. Yeah, and I thought, I gotta look at this, and then I looked on YouTube, and it's like it's huge.
Wow.
It's like there's a lot of Twitch, Twitter.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool,
a massive league.
It's a
being
massive
played
league
everywhere. Yeah,
it's what they call it, this deceptive game.
Yeah, it's like a game of deception. Game of
deception, but then you got I think you're trying to, like you said, Lindsay, trying to stay alive, and you got things for your ship. And then you got the imposter trying to, and you think, well, Lindsay, are you the imposter? And you go, no, I'm not. Yes, you are.
Sounds a bit like Spyro episode.
It's a lot of fun,
It's not a bad, it's not a bad game, actually. I'm going to find it again.
All right, so let's wrap it up there for today. So we just wanted to thank everyone for joining us for episode 44 of the Catholics of Oz. And before we go, we'd like to, as always, take a moment to thank the wonderful patrons who have kept this network going, who've stepped up and helped us out. And today we want to thank Cesare T, Colleen H, Colin M, Ann S, and Karen S. Through their generous donations at sqpn.com/give, they make it possible for the Catholics of Oz and all of the other shows on StarQuest to continue. You can join them by visiting sqpn.com/give. And also, if you're not a patron member, we do thank you for your prayers. Please continue to pray for the network and for its growth. There are always some wonderful things happening, always new ideas that are bubbling around. And I'm sure there are a few things in the pipeline. So please continue to pray for our network. We appreciate that as well. We'd love to know your thoughts about the topics that we've talked about today. So you can send us feedback by visiting sqpn.com/Oz, spelt OZ. And you can find our show notes and links there to the things that we've talked about today that are all there as well. You can also visit us at the Facebook page of SQPN, which is facebook.com/StarQuestMedia. And don't forget that the Catholics of Oz has its own Facebook page too, and we would love for you to join us there and join our little community and talk about things. We're at facebook.com/Catholics of Oz, so you can discuss our latest episodes with us there. Also, you can reach us by good old email at catholicsofoz@sqpn.com. Caroline, thank you so much for being on episode 44 today.
Thank you, guys. It was fun as always.
We better call it so you can go back to Pikmin 3 Deluxe.
Yes, going to play this afternoon, actually. Me and Frankie have a date, yes.
Cool.
And Lino, it's a pleasure as always. Thank you so much for being on the show today as well.
Thank you very much, everyone. And God bless everyone too.
Yes,
you
indeed.
too, Lino.
Yes, and once again, I'm Lindsay Sand, and thank you for listening to episode 44 of the Catholics of Oz on StarQuest.